Reasons you haven't heard from the narcissist and their silence. It's more than just quiet. Have you ever wondered why a narcissist suddenly goes silent? Why do they vanish without explanation, leaving you questioning everything, your worth, your actions, even your sanity? It's more than just quiet. It's a calculated move, a psychological chess game that leaves you grappling with confusion and self-doubt. Today we're diving deep into the reasons behind their silence, the unspoken strategies, the emotional manipulation, and the hidden motives that drive this behavior. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why they do it, but also how to reclaim your power and peace of mind. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with anyone who might need to hear this message. Let's uncover the truth together. Silence from a narcissist is rarely what it seems. On the surface, it may appear as though they've simply lost interest or moved on, but beneath that veneer lies a complex web of psychological tactics designed to control, manipulate, and destabilize you. To truly grasp why they go silent, we must first understand the nature of narcissism itself. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant craving for admiration, and a profound lack of empathy for others. However, not all narcissists meet the clinical criteria for NPD. Many exhibit narcissistic traits that shape their behavior in relationships. These individuals often operate from a place of insecurity masked by grandiosity. They view others as tools, sources of validation, supply, and reinforcement of their idealized self-image. When they choose silence, it's rarely about indifference. Instead, it's a deliberate act with layered intentions. One of the primary reasons a narcissist goes silent is to assert control. Silence is one of their most potent weapons because it creates uncertainty and chaos in your mind. Without clear communication, you're left guessing. Did I do something wrong? Are they upset with me? Do they still care? This internal turmoil keeps you emotionally invested, which is exactly what they want. Narcissists thrive on being the center of attention, even when they're absent. Their silence ensures that you remain preoccupied with them, replaying conversations in your head, analyzing their every word, and second-guessing yourself. In essence, their absence becomes a presence, one that dominates your thoughts and emotions. But why do they resort to silence instead of addressing issues directly? The answer lies in their inability to handle vulnerability or conflict in a healthy way. For most people, disagreements or misunderstandings are opportunities for growth and connection. They involve open dialogue, compromise, and mutual understanding. Narcissists, however, lack the emotional tools necessary for such interactions. Instead of confronting problems head-on, they retreat into silence, a defense mechanism that shields them from accountability. Admitting fault or engaging in honest conversation would require them to acknowledge their imperfections, something they are deeply averse to doing. Silence allows them to sidestep these uncomfortable truths while maintaining their illusion of superiority. Another reason for their silence is punishment. Narcissists have a fragile ego that is easily bruised by perceived slights, no matter how minor. If they feel slighted, whether real or imagined, they may use silence as a form of retribution. This tactic serves two purposes. It punishes you for whatever offense they believe you committed, and it reinforces their dominance in the relationship. By withholding communication, they send a clear message: you are disposable, replaceable, and unworthy of their time. Yet, paradoxically, their silence also keeps you tethered to them. You may find yourself reaching out, apologizing, or trying to fix things, all in an effort to restore harmony. This reaction is precisely what they're hoping for. It reaffirms their power over you. It's important to note that silence isn't always a conscious decision for narcissists. While some may intentionally employ it as a strategy, others may do so instinctively, as part of their maladaptive coping mechanisms. Many narcissists struggle with emotional regulation, meaning they lack the ability to process and express their feelings in constructive ways. When faced with stress, disappointment, or rejection, they may shut down emotionally, retreating into silence as a way to protect themselves from perceived threats. This behavior can be confusing for those on the receiving end, as it blurs the line between intentional manipulation and genuine emotional incapacity. Regardless of the underlying cause, the impact on you remains the same: isolation, frustration, and self-doubt. The silence of a narcissist often triggers what psychologists refer to as cognitive dissonance. This term describes the mental discomfort experienced when holding conflicting beliefs or values. In the context of a relationship with a narcissist, cognitive dissonance arises when their actions contradict your perception of them. For example, you may have believed they cared about you, only to be met with cold indifference when they go silent. Your mind struggles to reconcile these opposing realities, leading to confusion and distress. Narcissists exploit this phenomenon to their advantage, keeping you off balance and dependent on their version of events. Their silence forces you to question your own judgment, making it easier for them to maintain control. Understanding the psychology behind their silence can be incredibly liberating. It shifts the focus away from you and onto them, revealing the true nature of their behavior. When you realize that their silence has nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with their insecurities, you begin to break free from the cycle of self-blame. This realization is empowering because it reframes the narrative. You stop seeing yourself as the problem and start recognizing the patterns of manipulation at play. Armed with this knowledge, you can take steps to protect your emotional well-being and regain your sense of agency. So, how do you navigate the aftermath of a narcissist's silence? The first step is setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential when dealing with narcissists, especially during periods of silence. They will test your limits, push your buttons, and try every trick in the book to reel you back in. Staying firm in your resolve requires clarity and strength. Remind yourself that you owe it to yourself to prioritize your well-being above their demands. This might mean limiting contact, blocking them on social media, or seeking legal protection if necessary. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who can reinforce your boundaries and provide a safe space to process your emotions. The second step is practicing self-compassion. Healing from the effects of a narcissist's silence takes time, patience, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and your past choices. Be gentle with yourself during this process. Acknowledge the courage it took to endure their behavior and celebrate each small victory along the way. Write down affirmations, practice gratitude, and engage in activities that bring you joy. Over time, you'll discover that your worth is not contingent upon anyone else's approval, not even theirs. Educating yourself about narcissism is another critical aspect of healing. Knowledge is power, and understanding the psychological mechanisms at play can provide valuable insights into your experiences. Books, articles, podcasts, and online communities dedicated to narcissistic abuse can offer support and validation. Connecting with others who have walked a similar path can be incredibly healing, reminding you that you're not alone in this struggle. Together, you can share stories, exchange advice, and cheer each other on as you rebuild your lives. Reframing your narrative is equally important. For too long, you may have defined yourself through the lens of the narcissist's perception. Their criticisms, accusations, and manipulations may have chipped away at your confidence, leaving you feeling unworthy or broken. Now is the time to reclaim your story. Focus on your strengths, accomplishments, and values. Remind yourself of the qualities that make you unique and lovable. As you grow more confident in your ability to stand on your own 2 feet, you'll find that the hold the narcissist once had over you begins to loosen. You'll realize that you are capable of thriving without them, and that realization is incredibly empowering. Cultivating autonomy is another vital component of healing. Narcissistic relationships often strip away your sense of agency, leaving you feeling powerless and dependent. Reclaiming your autonomy means rediscovering your passions, pursuing your goals, and making decisions that align with your values. It means learning to trust your instincts and honor your needs. As you grow more confident in your ability to stand on your own 2 feet, you'll find that the hold the narcissist once had over you begins to loosen. You'll realize that you are capable of thriving without them, and that realization is incredibly empowering. Healing is not a linear process. There will be days when you feel strong and resilient, and others when doubt creeps in. On those difficult days, remind yourself of how far you've come. Reflect on the moments of clarity and triumph that have brought you to this point. Lean on your support system, practice mindfulness, and give yourself permission to grieve the loss of what could have been. Grieving is a natural part of the healing process, allowing you to release pent-up emotions and create space for new beginnings. Ultimately, making the decision to walk away from a narcissist, or consciously choosing to distance yourself from their toxic influence, is one of the most profound acts of self-preservation you can undertake. It's about placing your own well-being at the forefront, recognizing that staying entangled in their web only perpetuates pain and suffering. This choice isn't easy. It requires immense courage and clarity to prioritize yourself over someone who has consistently refused to prioritize you. Narcissists often demand your energy, attention, and love, but they rarely reciprocate in ways that are genuine or meaningful. By stepping away, you're reclaiming your power and affirming that you deserve better treatment, better relationships, and a life that honors your true worth. At its core, this act of separation is about understanding a fundamental truth. Love should never come at the expense of your dignity, peace of mind, or happiness. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and care. When those elements are missing, what remains is not love, but manipulation, control, and emotional exhaustion. A relationship with a narcissist often leaves you feeling drained, doubting yourself, and questioning your reality. Choosing to step back is a declaration that you value yourself enough to seek out connections that uplift and nurture you, rather than tear you down. It's an acknowledgement that you deserve to be with someone who sees you, respects you, and cherishes you for who you truly are. Even after you've made the decision to distance yourself, their silence may still linger in the background, casting a shadow over your healing journey. Their absence might feel heavy, not because they were inherently significant, but because of the void they leave behind, a void filled with unanswered questions, lingering doubts, and unresolved emotions. However, it's crucial to remind yourself that their silence is not your burden to carry. You've already given so much of yourself. Their silence doesn't mean you owe them anything more. In fact, you've likely already given them far more than they deserved: your time, your energy, your heart, and pieces of your soul. Now, it's time to redirect all of that inward, to focus on nurturing yourself and rediscovering the parts of you that may have been neglected or overshadowed during the course of the relationship. Investing in yourself means tending to the dreams, desires, and aspirations that make you whole. These are the things that define you beyond the roles you played in their life. Whether it was as their confidant, their caretaker, or their source of validation, reconnecting with these aspects of yourself allows you to rebuild your identity outside of their influence. Perhaps there are hobbies you once loved but abandoned, goals you set aside to accommodate their needs, or passions that lit a fire within you. Rediscovering these pursuits isn't just about filling time, it's about reminding yourself of your inherent value and potential. Each step you take toward nurturing your own growth reinforces the idea that you are worthy of love and joy, not just from others, but from yourself. As you move forward, remember that distancing yourself from a narcissist is not an act of rejection against them. It's an act of affirmation for yourself. It's saying yes to a future where you are free to thrive without the weight of their toxicity holding you back. While their silence may echo in your mind for a while, it doesn't define you or dictate your path. What defines you is how you choose to rise above it, how you choose to heal, and how you choose to create a life that aligns with your deepest values and aspirations. The journey won't always be easy, but every effort you make to invest in yourself brings you closer to a place of peace, authenticity, and fulfillment. You've already taken the hardest step by choosing to let go. Now embrace the process of becoming whole again, knowing that you are deserving of all the goodness life has to offer. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank you for joining me on this exploration of narcissism and healing. If you found this video insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content designed to inspire, educate, and empower. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with anyone who might benefit from it, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or experiences. Your feedback means the world to us and helps us continue creating meaningful content for our community. And finally, to anyone watching who has endured the pain of a relationship with a narcissist, know this: you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. No amount of manipulation or gaslighting can change that fact. Trust in your strength, embrace your journey, and keep moving forward. The road ahead may be challenging, but it's also filled with endless possibilities. You've got this.